Hey guys, the Architect here, and welcome to another Genshin Impact video. In this video, I'm going to talk about the so-called tier lists, and I'm going to tell you why I believe that every single tier list out there, they are bullshit. Unless they're like a meme tier list, like the best waifu or something like that, which are just memes, and people just make them for fun. But all the other tier lists, which are supposed to be, to actually rank the characters and how good they are in the game, and their combat abilities, all those tier lists are bullshit, and I'm gonna tell you why. So first, I want to start by saying that, as you can see, I got every single character in the game. Some people out there are gonna tell you like this character is bad, this character is good. And in reality, you gotta understand, you gotta be suspicious of people. So ask yourself, why are they saying that? A lot of people are gonna tell you like this character is bad, this character is good, because those are the characters they have. So some people out there, especially in social media, like in Facebook, they're gonna try to justify themselves and try to feel better with themselves. And yeah, I know it sounds lame, but that's how some people are like that. They're gonna try to justify themselves and say that the characters they have are actually good and whatever because they feel like some sort of insecurity. So they need that. They need to feel better with themselves. So they're gonna try to justify that. I don't need to do any of that. Right? There is, I mean, even if I didn't have all characters in the game, to me that sounds really, really pathetic. All right. So, but I do have every single character. So there is no reason for me to lie to you and to tell you like to be biased and tell you like this character is better than this other character. I don't need to do any of that. There is no reason for me to lie to you. So with that being said, I'm going to explain why I believe that all tier lists are bullshit. Simply put, they are all bullshit. Now, the reason why I believe that is because unlike games like Overwatch, for example, or League of Legends, where there's always like a meta, so you can always use, for example, if you see like the Overwatch League top players in the world, they always use the meta when they're playing in competitive mode. All right, Genshin Impact doesn't even have competitive mode, but even if it had, so in Overwatch or League of Legends, there's like a meta. So those characters of people in the top players in the world always use those characters because they are the best characters. You can literally win most of the time if you use those characters correctly. Now, here's the thing. In Genshin Impact, there is no such thing. Why? Because it doesn't matter which character you have. All characters suck in specific situations. Every single one of them. For example, I have Diluc over here. And well, this guy, like everyone thinks Diluc is great. Like 99% of players would say like Diluc is great, but here's the thing: if you place Diluc or Klee against the Pyro Slime, even though it's a super weak mob, they're gonna suck because Diluc is gonna only be able to use normal attacks, and Klee is not gonna be able to do anything because the only thing she can do is throw Pyro elemental attacks, and that's gonna be useless against the Pyro Slime. Same goes, for example, with Sucrose. So Sucrose is going to be, some people call her the budget Benti. She's going to be useless against Anemo slimes because all she does is elemental damage. Anemo elemental damage. So if you try to, for example, use Diluc against a Pyro Abyss Mage, she's gonna suck. If you try to use this guy against a Hydro Abyss Mage, she's gonna suck as well. They're only gonna be able to use normal attacks, and with normal attacks, you're gonna take a lot of time to actually remove the shield. If you try to use Barber against the Hydro Abyss Mage, she's gonna be terrible. She will never be able to kill a Pyro Abyss Mage alone. So this game, unlike all the other games, this game is completely circumstantial. So it doesn't matter which characters you have, there are only 4 slots that you can have in your team. Only 4 slots. And there are 7 elements in the game. That being said, this game is designed in a way that there is no meta. You cannot win against everything using just a set amount of characters. This game is designed so that you need to have multiple teams. That's why in the Abyss, you actually need to have multiple teams because the game wants you to do that. There is not just one meta. So that's why tier lists in this game are absolute nonsense. Because every single character is going to be terrible in specific situations, and they're also going to be good in other situations. So, for example, there is a floor in the Abyss where Chi-Chi and Barbara are terrible because the mobs are gonna hit you with Hydro and with Cryo. So if you try to heal with Barbara or Chi-Chi, you're gonna get frozen. So in those cases, it's better to use Noelle or Jean because they won't get you frozen when they heal. So see stuff like that. So when people say like this character is terrible, whatever, it's just that they don't know how to. They don't know how to play. A lot of people say like Noelle is terrible. I have seen Noelle's literally solo, like the top floors in the Abyss. And same for Jean. A lot of people say like Jean sucks. I have seen lots of people. There are no 5-star bad. There are no bad 5-star characters. All right, there's just bad players. That's it. So tier lists are bullshit, guys. Tier lists are bullshit. Every single character in the game is viable. I mean, you can't even win the game without doing the gacha at all. You can only you could just like use the characters that they give you for free, doing the events. You even get Barbara for free if you do the event, because they're giving her out like a lot during events. Like I think this is the second time they're gonna give them her for free. All right, so and you can still win the game. Now here's the thing. About the 5-star characters, they provide you more entertainment. All right, they provide more versatility. They make the game more interesting because they have like cool mechanics. All right, and cool things like this guy who can literally use a bow and also he can use daggers at the same time. That is an interesting mechanic. Do you need Tartaglia to win the game? No, you don't. You can perfectly win using the default characters that you earn by just playing the game. The closest thing to a meta that this game has would be the Geo characters, because they can literally fight against everything, because Geo can break everything. But the downside is that they don't have elemental reactions like others. So you don't have a weakness, but at the same time you don't have a super strong advantage. So for example, even Noelle, which she can pretty much solo pretty much all the Abyss, if you place Noelle against the Oceanid and then you try to solo with Noelle, it's just not going to work because you need something that's able to kill the birds, and she's a melee character. You try to use Ning Wong, she's also not going to work because her projectile, even though she is a ranged character, her projectiles shoot in the front line, so you're unable to hit the birds unless they change that mechanic. But I don't think they have. I don't think they will. And yeah, guys, that's how it is. That's why I believe that tier lists are bullshit. Now, another reason why I believe tier lists are trash is because most people use this tier list out here. All right, this tier list has changed tons of times. I mean, I think that when they started, they placed this guy over here, and now he is a tier S. All right, they placed Bennett over here, or over here, and now he is tier S. They placed Barber in tier A, and now she is tier B. They even had the Xiao. They have Xiao, and Xiao was not even. It's not even out in the game yet. So this thing is bullshit. As you can see, the guy who did this, he even mentions that he doesn't have all the constellations maxed out. For example, he has Fischl over here in tier A, 0 constellations. He has the Luke, 0 constellations. I can tell you, well, over here you can see, man, I honestly believe that this thing is complete bullshit. And as you can see, I have over here constellations, all the constellations. And I can tell you guys, when people talk about this stuff, most people are just trying to tell you that the characters they have are good. I tell you, every single character is viable. The only character that is a little flawed is Amber. Why? Because Amber, unlike pretty much every other DPS character out there, she has the issue of scaling with HP. You see, her abilities apparently scale with HP, which is terrible for a DPS. All right, so her kid, they really need to buff Amber. But other than that, well, even Amber, I mean, you can even win the Abyss with Amber. All right, you can win the Abyss with Amber, but it's gonna be a little different, more difficult. But she is still viable. I mean, you can still do it. It's just that it's gonna cost. It's gonna be harder, but that's it. So again, guys, don't be deceived by people who tell you this and that. Most people are just trying to justify themselves, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You just play with whatever you want, as long as it works against. Then you can kill stuff with it, and you can get through the content. That's it. Because in this game, it's about playing with the things that that suit your playstyle. As long as you can go through the game and beat the content, you're doing it right. As long as you can beat the content and you like the playstyle of the characters. So you don't need these characters. You don't need the 5-star characters to win. You don't need this. That's like saying that you need a Ferrari to go to the mall, for example. You don't need a Ferrari. You can go with any car. All right? It's just that these characters provide more versatility, provide more variety. That's it. But they're not necessarily better. They're not necessarily. I mean, you surely you can do a lot of damage with Kashing, but she's gonna suck against certain enemies. Same goes for Klee, Tartaglia, and pretty much every single character out there. Jean, she's she's extremely self-sufficient, but her problem is that she is very bad at breaking geo shields, or pretty much geo shields in general, and she's also weak against against enemies that have strong physical defense. But yeah, guys, that's it. So now let me know your comments in your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you like this video, feel free to join us on our Discord. The link is in the description. Until next time.